Live each and every day, love and live your way. Do your very best, learn and lead today. Be the best you can, it's your life. Take a stand, so live your best life. Live your best life. Come on and live your best life with Dr. Julia Royston. I'm Dr. Julia Royston, and welcome to another edition of Live Your Best Life. The scripture tells us, for I come that you might have life and might have that life to the full, overflowing, and abundantly. That's what Jesus came to give us, and we want to walk in that abundant life every single solitary day. And so I'm super excited to bring you another person who is hopefully going to give us some nuggets, information, and inspiration and empowerment to help us to live that best life that he came to give us. Sometimes you need a little shot in the arm. Sometimes you need somebody to come along and drop some pearls of wisdom and nuggets so that you can move forward in living. No, not my life, but your best life. I'm pleased to introduce to you today Dr. Denise Smith Archer, and she's going to tell us where she's from, what she does. Now get your phone out so you can make sure that you follow her on social media, go to her website, and yes, you're going to purchase her book. No, you're going to purchase several of her books. And yes, you're going to give one to your school library. You're going to give one to the public library. I'm sorry, did I say that? Yes, I did. Dr. Denise Smith Archer, welcome to Live Your Best Life.
All right. Thank you. My name is, again, Denise Smith Archer, and I am from Landover, Maryland. So I grew up here, and I'm actually back here, but in between, after high school, I went down to Nashville to go to Vanderbilt University to get my bachelor's in civil engineering. And then I went to Georgia Tech to get my master's and PhD in civil engineering. And so after that, I moved up to Michigan, where my husband was, and worked for Michigan Department of Transportation for a while before having a child and returning back home, so I could have some more hands helping me with.
Oh, this sounds good.
Helping me and my husband with parenthood. So now I am a teacher. I teach 7th and 8th grade math, and I work part-time for Hummingbird Firm, which is a consulting firm, and I'm actually the Chief Development Officer, and that was a recent promotion, so that's exciting. So
Black Girl Magic.
So I have my hands full with 2 children, that, my teaching, my full-time teaching job, and this part-time community engagement work. And then this is my baby. My baby is the reason I do the work that I do, which is Miracle by Daz. So Miracle by Daz, I actually started when I was in middle school, and I started it as a sole proprietorship, and it started off as an art company. So I was doing fabric painting, so fabric painted t-shirts and other apparel. And then that moved to wall murals and computer graphics. And as I grew older and my interest started to shift more into engineering and education, I found a way to incorporate those 2 things, engineering and education, into art, into my passion for art. So that's what Miracle by Daz is right now, and it's an expression of my love for education and engineering, and my continued passion for art.
Wow. Okay. So before we move further, I've got to know, how can they find the book, or how can they connect with you? First off,
okay.
On social media, and then your website.
Sure. So on social media, I am on Facebook.com/Miracle by Daz. Same for Instagram @Miracle by Daz. and my website, www.miraclebydaz.com. So Daz, D-A-S, as in Denise Angela Smith. And that's my maiden name. So that stayed with me, that D-A-S, that Daz, that stayed with me.
Perfect. Perfect. Miracle by Daz. All lowercase, miracle, just like the miracles in the Bible, by BYDAS.com. So write that down, do that research. You know, y'all buy stuff on the phone already. So just go ahead and start doing the research and looking her up to follow her on social media and all that she has going on her website. Okay, so my first question out the box is, you are the STEAM queen because you have literally combined all your worlds. Because most engineering people are really not into the arts like that. Mm-hmm. And educators, I got that. And the mom, yeah, I got that. But combining art and being an engineer, because you're like the third or fourth engineer I have interviewed, and they're usually very very numbers oriented. I'm all about data. Sure. Creativity is a stretch for me and all that. So please tell me where the art and the engineering comes in. I mean, is that your family? Is that your the love? How do we connect the two?
Yeah, sure. I think with the engineering component, I'll say, and I have a roundabout way to get to this answer, but
sure.
My parents were very influential and they really valued education. So they pushed education. Mm-hmm. And in particular, my father pushed math. And so me and my sister, we were in math summer camps, programs during the school year. And so when I got to high school, I was in a science and technology program. And by the time I was getting ready for college, my father, he suggested civil engineering. I wasn't sure what type of engineering I would pursue, but I ended up going with civil engineering. And part of that was my father's influence, but also my grandfather, who had a fourth grade education, but built houses from the ground up, right? So he had this level of knowledge that no level, of schooling in this day and age can teach you, right? But he had that. And so I looked at that as an opportunity for me to sort of continue a family legacy, but maybe in a different way. In terms of the art, we had in my house, we had Black art around the house. Mm-hmm. We learned about, ancient African civilizations. So we were at a young age familiar with the contributions of African people, from the beginning. Mm-hmm. And so for me, I think it's, inextricably linked, that connection between engineering and math and art, right? Because if you look at the pyramids, I mean, that took precise calculations, in a time where there was not a lot of technology, right? But it's a masterpiece. It's a marvel to this day.
Oh yes, it is.
And even in sub-Saharan Africa, you'll find many of those same or similar structures and different architecture, and even the design of the villages. It's very specific, right? In terms of fractals, these patterns within patterns, and you'll see them throughout our, throughout African culture, even braiding, hair braiding.
Right.
And so another part of that is, for me, is I guess it's the aspect of engineering that is art, right? Mm-hmm. So, the first part of engineering, or I'll define civil engineering as the planning, design, mm-hmm. construction, operation, and maintenance of both the built and natural environment, right? So that design phase, that's where that creativity and that art comes into play. And some people see it as just number crunching. Some right. people see it as, it's just like, oh, I'm just, drawing lines on paper. But for me, I just always had this great, I guess, I don't know, it's not a fixation, but I was very pleased by, this idea, this concept that you can draw something, but on a smaller scale, and then create it on a larger scale, and it would just be, beautiful and magnificent. And being able to look at that transformation, I think was this idea of, okay, this is really art. This is art. This is my vision being put on paper, and then being built or being put on the wall, especially with my wall murals. I would draw something on paper to scale, and then I would put it up. My first mural I did on my bedroom wall. And my parents were a little, I think they were pleased. I think they were okay with it after they saw the finished product. But
yeah, they were like, she's writing on our walls. What do you mean?
Exactly. But yeah, so that's the thing for me. It's like art and engineering and education, they all work hand in hand.
That is incredible. And yes, they do. They work hand in hand. So that's good to know, because most of the engineers are like, oh, just give me a spreadsheet with some numbers and I'm good. I'm like, no, that just can't be all of it. Well, that's me. That's the creative part for me. So I'm glad to see that the STEAM concept is all in work and all working together, which is wonderful. I'm glad they added the art component, because in education, it's seemingly being, it's a lost art. It was serious, a lost art, because that wasn't one of the subject areas that was being tested. In my area of the country, it's all about what's on the test, what we testing. And, but there are still children who need that creativity. They need that part. They need the music part. They need technology. They need a technology. We're going to get that, because that's just inundated in our whole lives in our society, but they need the art. There are people, I can't draw stick people, but there's some young people who can draw some beautiful things. And I think that just needs to be an expression of what they do and what they can do. So we're going to take a break right here, and we're going to come back with more with Dr. Denise Smith Archer. I have a story, you have a story, we all have a story to tell, but maybe you're having a little struggle getting that story started, or how to finish that story, or how to write that story. That's my job. I'm Julia Royston at BK Royston Publishing, helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. Reach out to us by visiting our website at bkroystonpublishing.com. That's B as in boy, K as in king, ROYSTON publishing, all spelled out, .com. Or schedule an appointment with us, Talk with Royston, ROYSTON.com. Hope to speak with you soon so we can hurry up and write that book now. We're back with more Living Your Best Life. I hope you artists are drawing and searching for miraclebydaz.com and looking up Dr. Denise Smith Archer so that you can follow her and find out more about what she's doing. Now, I want you to tell us exactly what happens and why Miracle by Daz, and what is going on at the website, anything you have coming up. And then, of course, your baby. Tell us about your book.
Okay. So if you go to miraclebydaz.com, you will get an idea of the mission of Miracle by Daz, right? And so, and I didn't mention that at the beginning, so I'll interject it here, is essentially to foster the growth of the cultivation of future professionals in STEM, in science, technology, engineering, and math, in terms of being able to use those fields to address the issues in our communities, right? So STEM is a tool. It's not just a way to make money. It's not just a hobby. It's actually, it can be used in a powerful way as a tool. So you'll see that on the website, and you'll also see what I provide. So educational resources, and I'll come back to the book. And I also had events. So I actually had an event on this past Saturday at the New Carrollton Library in New Carrollton, Maryland. And that was a Black Gems in STEM treasure hunt. And so also on the website, you'll see pictures and descriptions of past events and activities. And then a little bit on STEM education consulting services. And then you'll see some quotes from people who have bought the book or who have worked with me in STEM education in the past. All right, so in terms of the resources, this is the main resource. So this is Black Gems in STEM, an academic success workbook. And this was written by me and my husband. So my husband, Akibi Archer, he also has an engineering background. So he has his bachelor's, master's, and PhD in mechanical engineering.
Wow.
And so we have the same mission. So we met in graduate school in Atlanta. And so we were like-minded. We realized that we had the same goals. So you'll see some information about this book. And in this book, and so you'll also see some information about us on that website. And so in this book, there are 10 different sections. So Black Gems in STEM suggests Black people in different STEM fields. So, and this is throughout history. So it's, it's set up, it starts with Thomas Fuller, and then it ends more recently, and it's done in a more of a timeline type of way. And the last person is Mae Jemison. All right, and each section, it consists of a reading passage, and then that's followed by reading comprehension questions, writing questions, math questions, and then 2 activities. So two more engaging and fun activities for students. And the reason that I set it up like that was to allow our students in particular to get early exposure to standardized tests like the SAT. So it's designed similar to the structure of the SAT in order to give them that exposure without teaching to the test. Right? So they don't know that they're preparing for a test, but this gives them some of the fundamental knowledge that's covered on the SAT. And so we designed it as a very comprehensive book. So it covers those 3 R's, so reading, writing, and arithmetic. And it also covers, it incorporates history, critical thinking, and art, right? So there's some sections in here where students are designing a logo, and that's the Madam C.J. Walker section, a logo and a business plan for a business idea that they have. Right, so that is just a snapshot of what's in this book, and this can be purchased through the website. It can also be purchased via Amazon, Target, Walmart, and some other online bookstores, and then some brick and mortar shops. So in Atlanta, in the Atlanta area, it's at the Listening Tree, which is in Decatur, Georgia, and then in the DC area, it's at Sankofa. The book is available at Sankofa Bookstore. That's right across from Howard University.
Perfect. So teachers, parents, children, nonprofits, anyone who works with young people in any way, shape, or form, you need to purchase this book. It is fact finding and fact rich. And it is a way to, like you say, on the sly, get kids ready for the test, but more importantly, to open their minds and open their understanding that there are people who have had major impact on our society, and they look like us, and they look like them. And so that is just an incredible thing. There is something so powerful about when children see themselves and see that if they did it, I can do it too. And sometimes it's those, we love the sports. I'm all into sports too as well. But there's something about seeing somebody that looks like you in some of the other more academic settings that really jogs your mind of, I think I could do it too. I know I can do it too. So please pick up not only 1, 5, 10, one for all of a small group or your entire class set. Reach out to Dr. Archer at Miracle by Daz. That's Miracle by BYDAS, not a Z, DAS.com, and connect with her and reach out to her teachers. Connect with her and reach out to you, especially those who are over STEM and STEAM programs. So reach out to her, and thank you so much for being with us today. And I am just overjoyed at even knowing people who have PhDs in engineering. At least I know. Unbelievable. Congratulations on all your academic achievements. That is way above my pay grade. I was not into science at all. But if I have a question, I know who to call.
Indeed, indeed.
Thank you so much. And I'm Dr. Julia Royston with another edition of Live Your Best Life, praying today, tomorrow, and always that you live your best life. Have a great day. Live each and every day, love and live your way. Do your very best, learn and lead today. Be the best you can, it's your life. Take a stand, so live your best life. Live your best life. Come on and live your best life with Dr. Julia Royston.